Alright guys, what I'm going to do here is a bead rolled panel of an octopus, and I'll tell you a couple of my tips and tricks. I mean, like, they're nothing really special, but I'll give you a little insight onto what I do here. So what we'll do is we'll get started. I like to sit in a chair and get pretty comfortable. So I like to start in the middle, that way I can work my way outward. Kind of bring the wheel down just a touch. And what you want to do is you always want to remember which edge pushes down and which edge pushes up. That's the most important thing, at least in my eyes, because pretty much all you're doing at this point is tracing lines. So I bring it down right to where it touches, and then I go about 3/4 of an inch, or 3/4 of a turn, and that gets me about where I like to feel good. So I just add a little bit of pressure and I barely start creeping along. I find the slower you go, the nicer the actual finish you'll get, and it's easier to stay on the lines that way. Try to keep the talking to a minimum. Just like I said, there's not a whole lot to this, but it never hurts. Pressure is the main key factor here, and speed. Again, you're just pretty much tracing lines, but if you get off the line a little bit, don't sweat, because nobody's going to know except you once you peel the template off. And here you can see I'm rolling backwards compared to what I was, because these are the line folds, so I'm going to push them down so the wrinkles themselves look like they come outward. That way it gives it more depth. And this is just a small step die, like an artisan die, that I make 95% of everything I do on the bead folds with. Back of the panel, you can see it starting to come together. A lot of this is going to be pretty self-explanatory as you see me do it. But the parts that you would see to be the high points anyway, you always want to be the high point. So, just a lot of thinking on which line you want to do what. And when you go to make your corners, I like to stay shy at the edge itself, or right at the point, or else you'll start rolling over your lines and it can distort the panel a little bit. So I stay just shy of making contact with the point. And if you run a little bit too close, it's alright. 90% of the people won't notice a mistake. It's all in the eye of the beholder. to do the sun ray, so I got to do a quick dye change. So we're going to use for the top just a standard tipping wheel. And for the bottom, rubber skateboard wheel. I like to start at the outside and work my way in, but you can do it either way, it doesn't really matter. Bring it down right to where it touches, and then this one I take about a half to a 3/4 turn as well. And what the rubber wheel does is it lets you push down with the tipping die, and it puts like a rolled V in it, and you can actually, if you wanted to, you could roll over other lines, but with the tipping wheel, and it wouldn't disturb. Even with this wheel, you stop just a little bit shy of the previous line so you don't hurt them. See if I can get in there and hit this one. That one's not going to work. So we'll skip that. This is pretty much the same as what we were doing before, just with a different set of dies. Still just following lines that you previously put on there with your template. Everything. You can see on the back side it looks pretty decent, but we'll go ahead and peel our Teflon coating off, or I guess it's a PVC coating on this sheet. You don't have to use a PVC coating or anything. I like it because you can draw all over the panel, and then it doesn't really affect the finish on the panel itself. You don't have to worry about cleaning it off with lacquer thinner or repolishing any spots. Well, that's pretty much it. You can see there's really not a whole lot to it, but hopefully any of my little tricks or tips can help you out if you have any questions on them. But like I said, the most important things to remember is which line does what, which line pushes up, which line pushes down, and, keep track of that, and, pressure and speed are the main thing, because if you go too fast, you can't control it. If you got too much pressure, the distortioner, you can't make the turns. So you just got to pretty much play around with it and see what fits your style the best. Well, thanks a lot, guys.